just when you think they're out of it, they find a way to come back in. Like, I have said this from the beginning, and I'll say it to the end here. The Raiders are like I fully get Raiders fans' frustration. As a Vikings fan, obviously my Vikings didn't take care of business, but the Raiders did with a. Is it a big? I'm not sure if it's necessarily a big win, but it's a win over the Broncos. They definitely needed to get into playoff contention or at least stay in it. And I mean, currently their chances aren't great. They're kind of, I think, in their similar situation like the Vikings, like a 10 or 11% chance to make it. But they've got some fire. Like, I'm ready to say it. Like, 17-13 win over the Broncos. It doesn't seem like much, but like, there were multiple plays that I'm watching throughout this entire game that I'm like, okay, this team still got, like, it's still got a little bit of it left. Like, it's still got some fire in their belly. Just things haven't gone their way in some ways this year. And I mean, just in a lot of ways, it hasn't been pretty. But you know what? This team still has some fire. And now, if we want to be honest with ourselves and we go ahead and take a look at yesterday's stats from yesterday's game, obviously when you're watching the game, again, we realized that there was a couple of times where the Broncos, like, they got multiple turnovers. Like, the interception Derek Carr threw to, I think it was Bradley Chubb, I was a little puzzled. I mean, it was honestly just a great play by Bradley Chubb. You can have those defensive linemen that read those screens, but it was a great play. Like, on those, as my coaches would always say, you just got to tip your hat to them, because honestly, sometimes they make plays too. They're paid to do that kind of thing too. But overall, Derek Carr 20 of 25 for 201 yards, a touchdown and an interception. And to me, one of the biggest stories of the game was how well the Raiders ran the football. Now, obviously, Josh Jacobs did put the ball on the ground a couple times, or at least once that I saw that it lost. But it was rough. That was something I was a little nervous about. Like, there are times where I'm a little nervous about that with Josh Jacobs, but he is honestly he's a game-changing player. He really is. When he has the ball in his hands, he can absolutely create something out of nothing. He finished the day 27 carries, 129 yards. Peyton Barber 5 carries, 22 yards and a touchdown. That was a great touchdown run he had. That was kind of a statement touchdown run he had too, by the way. And then you also had Foster Moreau, who had 4 catches for 67 yards. Like, I know Darren Waller's down, but Foster Moreau is still finding a way to get it done. Like, am I right or am I right? I mean, he's definitely getting it done. Then you also had Zay Jones, 6 catches for 50 yards. He's kind of coming to his own as well. And I think, you're seeing these guys step up, whether it's injuries or whatever it is, for those players that just went down. And I think, when you're talking about guys like Darren Waller, Foster Moreau stepping up, I mean, you look and it is really, the NFL is the next man up type of situation. And, you're loving what you're seeing from a guy like Zay Jones. Now, not the fastest guy out of the cut, but he can, when he catches passes, he can find a way to make big plays. But like I said, I love what I've seen from Foster Moreau. Maybe fantasy team draft next year? I don't know. Deshaun Jackson, 4 catches for 44 yards. I made a video earlier in the year talking about how he would be a firecracker for him, and I think maybe he hasn't had the deep threat deep playmaking ability that I thought he would, but he has at least played very respectfully in the time that he has been given, and I'm really liking what I'm seeing from a guy like him. I think, if the Raiders don't address that position, if they don't address that deep threat next year in the draft, I mean, Deshaun Jackson, he still looked like he's got some years left, so that's at least what we think. Hunter Renfrow continues to be that number one target, the number one guy for a guy like Derek Carr. 3 catches for 40 yards and a touchdown. And I think when you look at this offense, like, again, they were able to run the football very well yesterday, and I know it's the Broncos. That's what people are going to say to me, but the Broncos, they're better than you think. Like, they have a better defense than you think. And also, the Raiders, honestly, they were just able to run the football, now sitting at 8-7 in the 9th seed of the AFC playoffs. So, and I mean, there's only one playoff spot that's been clinched by the Chiefs. And yes, they're number one in the AFC. Yes, number one in the AFC West. We get it. But the point is, the Raiders have some life, and they have some fire, especially if you look at their defense, too. There was a couple of plays where I'm just like, okay, yep, that's what I'm talking about. Desmond Trufant led the way with 7 tackles there, and honestly, he played very respectively. Denzel Perryman, who we made a video about, and the fact that he is absolutely balling right now, had 5 total tackles on the day, and the plays that we were talking about with them having some fire, I believe it was Max Crosby who chased down a running back on a screen. And I'm just like, man, I'm telling you, like, his impact is huge for the team. Yes, we know that, and he's a really good player. But it's also the fact that, like, this team is still just fighting, scratching, and clawing for ways to make plays, and you love it. You absolutely love to see it. Max Crosby also had a sack on the night, and then also the other player was Nixon. Now, I know I'm going to say this. It's like I can never say a CJ Uzama. I think that's for the Bengals videos we make. I can never say their names correctly, but it's Kaysion Nixon, whatever. On that third and 7, he chased down Drew Lock, and it was very impressive. Like, I know it really, in the grand scheme of things, wasn't that big of a play, but it really just showed that this team really has some fire. They're willing to go toe to toe with anybody, and they've still got some fire in them. Obviously, Quentin Jefferson had a sack on the night. That was actually a great play by Jefferson. Some great interior pressure there. But overall, you really like what you see from the Raiders right now. They are one of those teams that, like, yes, they may be down at certain points. They may be down, but they are not out. And as they head into the last 2 weeks of the regular season here, yes, I know they've got a couple of big ones against the Colts and Chargers. And the Chargers, I don't think will let anything up at this point. But I mean, the Colts, they've gotten off the mat lately. They have done very well in making sure that they take care of business. But also, the Chargers and the Raiders is going to be a great game to finish out the year. And I mean, potential playoff implications, most likely, yeah. So I mean, the Raiders, after losing in somewhat embarrassing fashion to the Chiefs, I mean, they've picked it up over the last couple of weeks. That defense is looking pretty good. Now, again, I know it's against the Browns, but the Browns are a respectable playoff team, and the Broncos, like, they've been in this division, they've been in the playoff race the entire year. Like, it's been really crazy. So people, I think, need to keep a mind on that. But I just full-heartedly understand where Raiders fans are coming from. Like, just scrap the year. We get it. I'm in kind of the similar mode with the Vikings, but right now, I mean, the Raiders have some life. They have some fire. They definitely have some fire, and they're looking pretty good. But let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truthfully awesome, and we love every single one of you. Check out our website at thesportsfreepodcast.com. In the description down below, you'll find a couple of different things, starting with our website link, but also all of our social media platforms. So give us a like and a follow there. Also, give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com, and we'd love to cover it. Or you can put it in the comment section down below. We'd also love to cover that too. But let us know what you guys think about the Las Vegas Raiders having some fire.